Hi, everyone. I'm John Gottfried, co founder of Major League Hacking, or MLH. We are the world's premier upskilling and tech recruitment platform. We are helping companies like yours build tomorrow's talent pipeline. Every single company in the world is undergoing a digital transformation. That means that you need technical staff to build the products of the future. We help you hire software engineers and other technical staff to fill out your growing engineering teams and meet the challenges that your organizations are facing as they evolve. We solve your hiring needs with a bottoms up strategy. That means that your prospective employees actually work with MLH to build the skills that they need to hit the ground running day one on the job. Most people who are in computer science curriculum, even at the top universities in the world, don't have the skills they need to actually function in a real world environment. In fact, 90% of the students in our community learn skills through our programs that they do not get in class. That means that we are helping to close the tech skills gap and not only identify really great talent, but help them be the best versions of themselves. It's a struggle to build representation in your candidate pipelines, but our programs empower students to learn and feel comfortable and receive mentorship in a way that sets them apart, but also gives them the confidence and skills they need to be effective in any technical organization on the planet. MLH can enable your organizations with our drop-in tech talent pipeline that can supplement all of your existing channels with a high-quality, diverse group of early career developers who want to work for you and hit the ground running. But it's not just about a great story. The numbers have to back it up. More than a third of all computer science students in the United States participated in MLH programs last year, and the vast majority of our community identifies as part of an underrepresented group. That's easily 2 to 3x more diverse than the average CS classroom you're recruiting from right now. And it's helped us to build a 500,000 member and alumni strong global community of developers who are changing the future of technology. It is inspiring to see. Now you can have the same world-class talent pipeline that our customers like Google or Amazon or GitHub have. We have students with hard and soft skills necessary to be a great team player who can hit the ground running and who come from diverse backgrounds and experiences that allow them to bring new perspective into your product development. Join our incredible roster of customers and start working with MLH to craft your ideal candidate profile, find incredible diamonds in the rough from our community of early career developers, and interview and hire your next generation of technical contributors and leaders. Thank you to all of you for listening. Thank you to SHRM for your incredible support in the Workplace Tech Accelerator. If you're interested in finding out more, fill out the survey after the demo day or go to hackp.ac/hackyourhiring. Happy hacking, everyone.
Hey, John, great presentation and welcome to the stage. So just a couple of questions here. So more than 1/3 of all U.S. computer science students participated in MLH programs last year and each year, actually. So how did you achieve such a critical mass of early career developers? I think you're on mute, by the way. Yeah, I think you're still on mute, actually. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. There you go.
I don't know what was going on there. I apologize, folks. Hey, everyone. Thanks for the question, Guillermo. So we've started with a community-first approach. When you think about nurturing and building early career talent pipelines, really what you're talking about is, university or non-traditional educational environments. Most people look at that from a major or classroom or career fair standpoint. For us, it's about the actual action of using the skills that you're learning. So building projects outside of class, demoing something you've been working on to your fellow students, going to a tech talk from an industry expert. All of those extracurricular things that actually make you well-rounded are what makes us so attractive to students, and it has allowed us to achieve such a critical mass of people. When you're talking about 500,000 developers, that's immense, right? Like even companies like Google, they have 30,000 developers on staff, but we're spanning so many different schools, so many different companies, and so many different countries that we are actually able to, both influence in how we train people, but also identify really exceptional talent from the earliest days of their career in a way that can fuel every company's necessary growth.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about how MLH's events and programs create a more inclusive?
Uh, Guillermo froze up there, but I think I know how that question was going to end. Um, so yeah, obviously in the tech industry, but also in any HR organization, building diverse and inclusive organizations is paramount. For us as a community first organization, it is one of our core goals. When we think about it, there's a couple of things that come into play. One, most people who are early in their careers have imposter syndrome, right? They don't recognize how talented they are because they think other people are inherently better. We help build their confidence through mentorship and teaching and peer support that allows them to actually stretch their skills in an environment where they feel comfortable. In addition to that, we also think about best practices in terms of codes of conduct, reporting pipelines, setting behavioral expectations among a lot of people who are interacting with one another in ways that we can't observe firsthand. A lot of the same challenges that all of you are working to implement in your organizations help us actually build an environment that supports people of any background, especially if they come from a marginalized group in tech.
Fantastic. So you guys work with a large number of blue chip technology companies, right? I mean, you name it, right? Some of the big boys out there. What do you think is so unique about MLHS programs from an employer perspective that is driving that growth?
Honestly, we understand the skills and passions and interests of our community intimately. When we talk about matching someone to an employer, it's not just like, who can you get, right? It's how do you get the right person at the right time? And so we build programs that actually allow students and companies to match with each other and identify where it's going to be the best possible fit and lead to a real career outcome that's going to last for the long term. We don't want you to get someone who's going to churn in a year. We want someone who's going to be a devoted team player for many years to come and can advance through your organization and advance their own skills and career. And so that's what makes us so attractive to those organizations, but also every single other company in the world that's becoming, a digital first company. You all need developers, you all need technical talent, and we understand both sides of the equation in a way that allows us to match people in a really optimal way and create really great long-term outcomes.
Yeah. So let's hear from one of those big tech companies, right? So let's welcome to the stage Matt Auerbach, Manager Solutions Architecture at AWS.
Hey everyone.
Hey Matt, thank you for being here, and we know you're a big user of MLH, and thank you for being here. By the way, first. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the unique challenges that your team faces with identifying early career talent and how MLH has been able to help you solve that.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me as well. I'll just do a quick intro. I've been working on a specific team called Amplify at AWS. I've been working with the MLH program now for about 2 years. And for us, I think it's interesting because Amazon, does have a pretty like built out sort of like recruitment platform, but for Amplify specifically, we definitely focus a lot on open source, and that's sort of a more like unique skill set. We're definitely looking, for students who have really modern sort of technologies as a part of their skill set, and that's something that MLH has been able to identify, just because they're able to so early on to really understand kind of students' backgrounds and really help them refine and grow those skills. I also think from like a perception point of view, students kind of just see Amazon as this like really big, large place. And I think MLH has done a really good job at just getting students excited and have gotten them into their pipeline. And then after they spend a few weeks working with us, I think it kind of changes sort of how they viewed Amazon, if that makes sense, because MLH is also providing other resources like coaches, and they have like Discord servers and things like that. So I think it kind of makes it more approachable to some students who might not even feel like they could ever apply to Amazon, right? They might be like, oh,
Yeah.
like there's no way I could work at a place like that. So I think it makes it more approachable.
Fantastic. Would you say that that's kind of like the unique expertise that MLH brings to the table for you guys? How is it that that you're able to provide some like a unique perspective to all these candidates?
Yeah, I mean, I think the uniqueness is right. Like students might interact with MLH at a local hackathon, or they might do a hack day online. So they're they have, I think, a good perception of the MLH brand, and then MLH is already so sort of ingrained in their kind of career path, or like helping them get ready for that application time. So I think then presenting Amazon uh, like to students in that kind of pipeline makes it a lot more approachable. So that's definitely very unique. Whereas maybe Amazon, like traditionally would go to different job fairs and whatnot. I don't think they're probably as able to make that connection because that's not a brand they might not have spent all this time kind of building through different events and things like that.
Fantastic. How else do you think that MLH has been able to make an impact on diverse early career developers and help them bridge that gap to many meaningful careers over at AWS?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think the first thing that comes to mind is just like the global reach. I think, as John was saying earlier, we've had students come from like all over the world. It's definitely more diverse than our current teams. And I think also, as John said, just many students identify as underrepresented, and I think just MLH has done a really good job at making those students feel comfortable. I think they know where those students, spend their time and have made it more approachable. So I think sort of the uniqueness also allows. I think you mentioned uh, the syndrome where you kind of feel like you might not be good enough for Amazon, right? So I think they're really great at sort of making everyone feel welcome and comfortable. So that kind of just I think gets people in a lot earlier, whereas sometimes maybe we see those folks later on after they've sort of maybe done a few jobs and built a stronger resume. So I think that's one is just kind of the reach and being able to speak to those students. And basically just folks that we might not see through our normal channels, right? Folks who might not go to career fairs or things like that. So I think they've kind of just been able to innovate a bit better. Even like Discord, right? Like that's just a way for students to kind of interact and kind of meet in real time. And traditionally, a place like Amazon isn't going to really be in those places, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Excellent. Well, hey, Matt, thank you very much for sharing your time with us, and we really appreciate you being here. I'm sure John, appreciates it as well. So,
Yeah, yeah,
thank you very much. All right.
absolutely. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you.
All right, you too. So, John, how can the audience out there learn more about MLH? Do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you fill out this poll right here, I believe we'll follow up with you via email. We also, Alba from my team posted a link in chat. If you go to that link, you can learn more about how we partner with talent organizations to help them hire the next generation of developers. There's a form you can fill out, and we would love to schedule a call and learn more about how your org is growing and how we can support you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, John, and to the entire MLH team. It's been a fantastic 8 weeks that we've been with you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
Um,
Guillermo.